101 Ways to Boost Motivation with Dr. Steve G. Jones, Module 1. Welcome to the program that's going to teach you 101 ways to boost your motivation. That means you're going to have a lot of new ideas, a lot of powerful ideas, a lot of ideas that are going to really pick you up when you're down or keep you going when you've already got that movement so that you can maintain that momentum. It's going to get you where you want to be over and over again in many, many projects throughout your entire life. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to share these with you, and I'm going to share a few in each module. So let's jump right in with number 1, which is figure out what you want. Now, if you don't know what you want, what you truly want, you're going to feel like you're spinning your wheels. So figure out what your passion is and how you can work toward that. And to figure out your passion, well, it's something that usually requires trial and error. Remember, there are really no mistakes. There are just learning opportunities. If it doesn't feel right, stop right away and move on to something else. Follow your curiosity. Don't make money your primary consideration either. I've seen so many people go down that path. Don't create an artificial ceiling for yourself. Your limitations, remember, are set by you. So realize that you're actually limitless. Number 2, set small yet measurable goals. You know, it's perfectly fine to have large, grand visions, but realize that Rome wasn't built overnight. Although you should never create artificial ceilings for yourself, you do need measurable goals. So if you want to run a marathon and you've never run a day in your life, it's unlikely that you can sign up for your first marathon and complete the race. Remember, you have to start with training. Build yourself up to 1 mile and then a few miles and then a 5K run and then start training for a marathon. You'll also be able to see your progress and track how well you're doing. And as you reach your smaller goals, you're going to feel more confident about the larger goals. Number 3, develop a personal mantra or affirmation. You know, mantras or mantras, depending on your pronunciation, and affirmations are personal statements that reinforce positivity. So choose a statement that resonates with you. It may relate directly to your goal, or it may be a general statement that takes you to a feeling of happiness, but you should repeat this mantra every morning. And this is something that I do regularly every morning. So to give an example of a mantra or affirmation, I am very powerful. Now, you want to get it more specific to you. I'm just giving you a general guideline to go on. That's an example of one. I am very powerful. Notice, though, that I stated it in the here and now. I made it personal. It's about me, and I made it something really compelling. I'm very powerful. Now, to get it more exact based on your circumstances, perhaps you've got money goals. Perhaps you want to have a certain amount of money in the bank. So I have X amount of money in the bank. Fill in the blank. And always make it something that's above what you have right now, because you're setting the expectation. You're setting something for yourself to move toward. You're not just reconfirming what the reality is right now, because if the reality is fine, then why have a mantra? Why have an affirmation? Why have something you're moving toward? The idea of life is to improve, to move forward, to expand. So pick something that you don't have and realize that your subconscious mind is going to take that and turn it into something you do have, because your subconscious mind notices the difference between what you're stating as reality and what observable reality is. So it wants to close that gap and eventually eliminate it. So it wants to make that your reality, in other words. That's why you state something that's the next level for you. I have X amount of money, meaning a level that you don't have yet, but you want to have, and you realize you will have it. And when you say your mantra, close your eyes and spend 2 to 5 minutes focused on the positive feelings that the statement evokes. And if it's not evoking a positive feeling, then maybe you need to change it up. Maybe you need to find something that is positive for you, that is making you think of something wonderful. Number 4, visualize achieving your goal. You know, in addition to repeating a mantra or affirmations, another powerful tool going to keep you motivated is to visualize yourself achieving the goal. Athletes use this technique often. When I've worked with professional athletes, I always have them focus on this. They use it because the brain is not able to tell the difference between a visualization and reality. Your body will react physiologically the same, whether you're imagining being on the beach, for example, or you're actually on the beach. It will start to react as if you're there. I'm talking about sweating if the beach appears hot to you in your mind. I'm talking about feeling relaxed. If it's a lovely, wonderful, relaxing scene, your body reacts physiologically to what it perceives, whether it's actually experiencing it or just imagining it. So if you see yourself achieving your goals and you truly believe it and feel it, then your brain works to make it a reality because it believes that it already is, that this is already real. So spend some time every morning visualizing. If you have 15 to 20 minutes to do this, to devote to visualization every morning, then use that. Visualize achieving your goals and make it full of detail and emotion, positive emotion. Imagine every little detail that you can think of. If you want a new car, imagine the car, including the color, the interior, the tires, and even the new car smell. Number 5, commit to your goals publicly. As individuals, it's very easy to lose motivation. So one of the best ways to keep your motivation up is to commit to your goal publicly. It's very easy to let yourself off the hook. You can procrastinate or just give up on your goals, but if someone else knows that you're focused on that goal, it creates a sense of urgency. It creates a sense of, I've got to do this. This is something that's on my to-do list. People are expecting it of me. It creates that expectation. You can use social media if you want, or any other public platform to announce your goals, or just let friends know. And it's much harder to procrastinate or quit when others are constantly asking you about your progress. If you tell people you're in school, people are going to ask about graduation. If you tell people you just started a new job, people are going to ask how it's going. If you tell people that you're going on a trip, they're going to ask you how your trip was. If you tell them that you have a goal of some sort, they're going to check in with you if they care. So friends who care need to know about your goals so that you can be held publicly accountable, or accountable one-on-one with them, with each of them, for achieving that goal. So rather than just striving in private and making it something that you're keeping to yourself and then you're planning on revealing once it's done, how about announcing it and getting them excited for you? You're going to find that they become your cheerleaders. They become your motivators to keep you moving forward. Number 6, create a routine and or a ritual to keep yourself inspired. Although it's important to work toward your goals, you also need something to keep you centered. And if you're stressed out, frazzled, or burning the candle from both ends, you need something that you can do every day that keeps you centered. This is going to vary from person to person, but some examples of daily routines and rituals include meditation, yoga, exercise, hot baths, reading before bed. And in addition to these routines and rituals that keep you centered, it's important to have routines that will help you reach your goals. For example, if you're a writer, you want to pick a time of day to write and make yourself write every day during that time. Or perhaps I should say, allow yourself to write. And over time, the familiarity of these routines will help motivate you if you feel down or if you feel like not doing it. Also, realize that this is a sound psychological principle. You can become anchored to a certain place doing a certain thing. Students are advised not to study in bed. Why is that? Because bed is associated with sleeping, with drowsiness, with not being fully alert. So you want to make sure that you're anchoring yourself to certain places. Studying should be done at a time and place where your mind knows that's where studying happens. So, for example, at a desk. So you keep yourself anchored to studying at a desk and sleeping in bed. If you start crossing the two, you get a little confused and you don't have the full power that you need. So when I was in school and I was studying, it was always while sitting up at a desk or table. I knew that was the time and the place, and those were the surroundings that anchored me to studying. It triggered me to realize, okay, this is the study time, the study place. Whereas if I'm lying down in bed, I'm not studying because I don't want to confuse those triggers. I don't want to get drowsy when I'm studying. And I also don't want to lie in bed at night thinking about studying when I'm trying to sleep. I want to be able to actually go to sleep. Number 6, check the negative talk. It's a fact that optimism can help you reach your goals, but it's sometimes hard for people to remain optimistic when they face setbacks. Optimism is a learned behavior. So it's possible to train yourself out of the negative self-talk. The first step is to pay attention and acknowledge the moments when you're being negative. And once the negative thoughts have been acknowledged, you can use a positive frame of mind to talk down the negative thoughts. And over time, those thoughts will disappear completely, and the positive thoughts will be the first to enter your mind. Number 8, create visual images of your goals. It's very easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing. And when this happens, your goals can fall to the wayside. They can become something that you're no longer concerned with. So to keep them fresh on your mind, use visual aids. They can include vision boards, sticky notes, and reminders written on those sticky notes. There's also something I discovered recently. A person named Steve Chandler has something called the 4 circles to represent your daily, weekly, yearly, and life goals. Now, I don't get any sort of compensation for mentioning this person or his system, but it makes a lot of sense. If you get down your daily, weekly, yearly, and life goals, this is nothing new, but I noticed this person had this put together. So it just puts you in the frame of mind where you're focused on these things. Wait a minute. What I'm doing is part of a bigger picture, a much bigger picture. It's not just what I'm doing now, it's how it affects the rest of my life. This perspective really helps you quite a bit. Your goals, realize your goals will change and evolve as you reach certain goals. So as you move on from one goal to another, things are going to change. You're going to get new ideas. You're going to get better ideas. You're going to get more exciting ideas. You're going to get the ideas filled out. Maybe you just thought you would go somewhere and do something. And then you realize, okay, I'm going to go to law school and become an attorney. Then you become an attorney, you realize, okay, I'm going to become a special type of attorney, maybe an advocate for people who don't have a lot of money or any other kind of attorney. So it fills out as it goes. You get more and more ideas. So when this happens, update your visual aids accordingly. Update your vision board. Update the sticky notes you're writing to yourself. Get more specific. I'd like to walk you through a visualization to help you imagine your goals now. Now, I don't want you to do this if you're operating a motor vehicle or doing anything else that requires your full attention. If you're jogging or doing housework or putting away dishes or doing anything that requires you to be alert and awake and up and moving about, don't do this now. Only do this exercise when you're lying down and you're perfectly stabilized. So if you were to roll to the left or the right, you'd remain stabilized. You wouldn't fall out of a chair or anything. And make sure that you do this when you're not going to be disturbed. It's going to be just a few minutes, but I want you to respect this process. So if you're doing something now that requires your full attention, I want you to continue doing that and listen to the rest of this module later. If you're able to sit or lie down now in a stable position, then go ahead and enjoy this visualization, because I'm going to walk you through visualizing your goals, because I want you to get focused on this. I want you to really understand the power of this. All right, now my understanding is if you're still listening to this module, you're sitting or lying down in a stable position and you're able to close your eyes. And I want you to pick one goal, just one goal. What are you working on? What is something that really means a lot to you right now? If there's nothing that comes to mind, then just pick something. Just pick something you'd like to work on. And I'd like you to move forward in your mind now to a time when you have achieved that goal. You're achieving that goal. It's finishing up. If it's something that you're working on, a project, you're delivering the project. If it's something you're working on in school, you're delivering that project. Maybe it's a speech you have to deliver. You're delivering that speech. Whatever it is, I want you to picture yourself now at the culmination of it, where it's all done and it's the final step where you deliver it or you're rewarded for it or there's some kind of ceremony about it, but it's done. You finished it. Imagine that right now, and I want you to turn everything up to a level 10. So the sights and sounds and smells, if there's anything to taste, all of that is at a level 10, meaning you can see it very clearly. You can hear it with crisp sound. If there's anything to feel in the atmosphere or clothing you're wearing, you can feel that right now. If there's anything to taste, you can taste that. But all of your senses are heightened, so you can really taste it. You can really hear it clearly. You can really see it vividly. You can feel everything that's going on. You can feel the atmosphere. You can feel your clothing. You can feel everything about the situation because it's cranked up right now. That's right. And now I want you to make the OK sign with your right hand, meaning you touch the right index finger, the tip of your right index finger to the tip of your right thumb. Make the OK sign with your right hand now. And say the word to yourself, confidence. Say this word to yourself. Good. And you can release that, the OK sign. And what you've done is established an anchor. So the next time that you feel yourself wavering from that goal, or the next time you need the juice and the excitement and the power and the passion to keep moving toward that goal, all you have to do is touch the tip of your right index finger to the tip of your right thumb and say that word again to yourself. And you are going to be put back into that frame of mind that you're in right now, feeling that wonderful, exciting emotion because you're there. Now let's go through that one more time to make sure it's really locked in. This time I want you to focus on more of the emotion related to it. How good does it feel while you're still in that state? Stay with me. Focus on the emotion. How good does it feel to be there? right now to achieve that goal. The sight, sound, smells, everything's still cranked up to a level 10. Everything about it, all of your senses are heightened as you experience this feeling right now, this moment, and focus on the passion, the excitement, how good it feels. Focus on that right now, how happy you are, how fulfilled you are in this moment. And again, make the okay sign, say the word again. Good. Good, very good. And as you release that and you relax, you slowly come back to full awakening consciousness, opening your eyes very slowly. You've anchored it twice now. Once for the sensations that you will experience, sight, sound, smell, taste, everything. And once for the sensations that you'll experience emotionally. Got a very powerful anchor. So the next time that you feel yourself wavering or you just need a boost of energy, just make the okay sign and say that power word. That's right, confidence. You're going to be reminded of the power that you have to make that happen. It's going to be your reality. Number 9, face your fears. You know, if pessimism is an obstacle to your motivation, then you can think of fear as the entire obstacle course. Now, in order to reach your goals, you have to face your fears. Fear causes people to give up, and there are a variety of fears that can hinder success. So, although facing your fears seems scary in the beginning, on the other side of that is confidence. And once you reach that point, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment and pride. Now, realize you're also going to broaden your horizons and possibly develop new goals in the process. Facing your fears will change you as a person, and it will help you achieve your goals. Number 10, act on inspiration. You want to use your energy to achieve the best results possible, but energy can fade quickly if you spread it out over time. So turn your ideas into action and move with the flow of your creativity. When you act on your ideas and succeed, it builds confidence in the abilities that you have, and it helps you stay focused and motivated on the larger goals. Now, if you wait, your passion may expire, and that makes it more challenging to stay motivated. So if you do lose some of your passion, this is normal, this happens, there's ebb and flow, there are ups and downs. But if you do find yourself in that situation where you've lost some of your passion, how about talking to someone about what made you excited in the first place? This is going to help reignite your passion. Number 11, ask yourself empowering questions. You know, questions are a great way to increase your options and to gain leverage. Questions can help you break through barriers. For example, what's a better way to handle the situation? Great question. Or how can I jump this hurdle? Great question. Rather than, am I going to be able to jump this hurdle? How can I jump this hurdle? How about this one? How can I look at this from a different angle? You know, having a different perspective is great. That's one of the benefits of committees, to have different ideas. Maybe you don't know how to resolve something, but someone in the committee does. Well, you can be your own committee by looking at things from a different angle. That's the way you get a different perspective, sort of like someone else would bring to the group, but you can bring it yourself by just taking the time to step back and look at it differently. Number 12, be your own coach, not your worst critic. You know, the adage that we are our own worst critics is absolutely true. Oh, but only if we let that be true. The truth is, you have a choice in the matter. That's the real truth. You can be your own worst critic, and you can achieve very little of your goals, very few of them. You can just create and achieve the bare minimum if you want. Or you could be your own personal coach and empower yourself to reach your dreams. When you feel yourself about to criticize something, stop and think of the positive in the situation. Also, consider if you would talk to other people that way. If you wouldn't speak to someone else with such harsh negativity as you're speaking to yourself, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you harm yourself in that way? So that concludes this module. Join me in Module 2 as we pick up where we left off and move forward with these powerful ways you can motivate yourself. I'm Dr. Steve G. Jones, hoping you have an outstanding day.